Welcome back to Y2K 1.5.
Y2K 1.5.
Its official name.
YIIK.v.
Yeah. I did feel a little silly for not registering that because it is just blatantly called the 1.5 update in numbers on the page.
Yes.
But they also are doing IV as a thing.
Yeah.
So it's intentional. I forgot, but I did mean to spend time like the walk cycle.
I don't mean to interrupt your thought, but I just the camera cutting to this, my brain went back into like Sifu old boy mode, and now I'm just imagining Alex fighting someone in a 2D hallway fight scene sequence. Anyway, that's all. Continue your thought.
I meant to, because this always slides off my brain and I lose it again. I meant to research a more complete understanding of what postmodern even means to better critique the story's use of it, or whether or not it means and it makes any sense. But that would take concentrated effort, because every time I look at postmodernism and try to define it, it does just delete itself again from my brain.
Yeah. Well, the thing about postmodernism is that it is a literary movement that happened after the modern movement. That's why it's called postmodernity. And the modern movement was focused
which are at this point in history two of the worst names for things.
Sort of. In the academic sense, you just get used to things meaning specific things.
Just in the layman's sense of what the word modern means, you're like, back in the modern.
Yes.
Wait.
Well, the modern art movement, if I remember correctly, was like 40s through the 60s, and then postmodernity was like late 60s forward.
Like, I think it's safe to say that Undertale is a postmodern RPG.
I don't even know if I would say. I honestly think that Undertale is like post-modern. Like,
how many posts was that?
It's like postmodern is like it's because like postmodernity as like an art movement is old at this point. Like, it's pretty defined and pretty old.
Oh yeah, no, I'm not saying Undertale is like
part of that movement
from the art movement that is already over. I mean, like, it's like when people say postmodern,
yes,
that with the idea of anything current can be postmodern, I think Undertale fits. But like, I think you're talking about like essentially like the soup cans in the toilet when you talk about postmodernism, aren't you? Yes,
a little. Well, the toilet is different. That's Dadaist art, which has a connection to postmodernity, but is not quite exactly the same. That has a through line that's evolved from a million other different things.
That was partly an intentional rejection of meaning in the face of an incomprehensible war.
People are going to critique this, but understand that I am trying to speak very generally without getting into the very hyper specifics of art movement and art history and literary history. But like, the big difference between modernity and postmodernity is that modernity and the modern art movement had a high focus on like societal structure, and like it was very structured art, right? It's like, here is the definition of like a family or the world or culture, and then postmodernity came around as a means of like deconstructing very structured, very constructed, defined art movements and definitions of the world, things like that. So a lot of people in their heads confuse postmodernity for absurdism or surrealism, which also are much older art movements than people often give them credit for. But in the case of Y2K, they say Y2K is a postmodern RPG, but I think what they're really saying is it's a surreal RPG or like an absurd RPG. And again, I understand that there is a lot of nuance to the topics I'm discussing. This is stuff that I studied in school. I am familiar with like a more technical definition of what modernity versus postmodernity is. I'm trying to give a generalized idea of 5-second cliff notes here of like what defines them. But that's why earlier in the last sessions, I was saying like, this game being called postmodern is really weird. And I don't think it understands what postmodernity is. Because while postmodernity is still definitely happening, it's like, it's such a broad umbrella now because it's so old. And like we've had so many different art and literary movements since the postmodern movement that people look at it and will be like, oh, this is postmodern. But that's kind of like
they're using the word boomer.
Yes.
Where it's no longer being used to describe boomers.
Yes, exactly. Where like I think that it's kind of to me like saying like, oh, this is a video game like Pong. Where it's like that is a technically correct statement, but is missing.
But does it have a function to it?
Exactly.
It's like one of these things where it's like when you bring it up, like you have to check with the other person, like, are you talking about a specific art movement era, or are you talking about like the postmodern neo-Marxists?
Yes.
And like lobsters and having a strange, like you're going from a very specific strange direction.
Yes, yeah.
And it's been mostly exhausting. Usually it seems to be art that essentially comments on itself or its medium in some way.
Yes.
Like a more self-aware way, but not like the Joss Whedon way.
Yeah, well, like, so postmodernity in the meta sense, like that's another thing is a lot of people associate meta context with postmodernity. But in most artistic and literary contexts, like postmodernity does not necessarily need to be meta. It's just that many postmodern works examine themselves within greater contexts. Like that's a bigger aspect of how postmodernity like defines itself, so to speak, is looking at its own place among its peers as a part of a larger ecosystem that's like always changing and very nebulous. But I don't even really get that context in this game. Like, I don't think that this game is really that meta so
Dream
far.
1, a brief detour to see a sick friend.
This is cool.
Did you activate the chapter transition? Oh, you slept.
I slept.
Okay.
I clicked the button.
I looked at the dog for 1 second, and then I was looking at a fucked up cartridge and did not know what you did.
This looks like the start of like a King Gizzard.
Oh, he's on the
like,
roof.
video.
Wait. It's not him. I thought he was being reflected because he's also on the roof ceiling, but that's somebody else on the table. Hands. Those look like the stupid gummy hands.
Oh, the silly slappers?
Yeah.
Yeah.
A robot. Interesting. Missing texture. Oh, was a meteor going towards the planet, and we saw Sammy float away, but in a pose that I think we never saw. He would not be that fit.
No.
I guess he's a black belt, and we're just gonna accept that about his character. Audio cue felt really out of sync with the drums.
So, is this what a college graduate does? Spend hundreds of thousands of his mother's hard-earned money to lounge around all day? It's
Wanna
already
go to
2
Harvard?
PM. Don't you think you should be getting out of bed?
Just, can you keep it down, please? I had a rough night. Can't get that video out of my head.
Alex, can I ask you a serious question?
Do you have to? It's too early for serious questions.
That doesn't work with me. I'm not your mommy. I don't let you get away with letting things slide.
Okay, fine. What is it then?
Why didn't you go back and look for her after she vanished from the elevator? Why did you run straight home?
If you had seen her being pulled out of the elevator, you'd have known she was gone for good, too. And besides, it's...
You're forgetting that I was there. I saw it too, and I get it. You're scared, right? So you ran home. I understand, but maybe when you've mustered up some courage, you can put on your big boy pants and see if you can find her.
Yeah, maybe.
Now get yourself out of bed. Take a shower. You smell terrible.
I knew he was right. I couldn't let myself live with the guilt of not going back to look for her. I didn't run just stand there and let her get pulled into what?
Why did I explore town for 3 hours?
Just the thought of going back to the factory made my stomach tighten.
I feel like his vocal mixing is really low.
I knew I'd never be able to live with myself.
They seem to be doing the weird,
I think there was a part of me that didn't believe what my eyes had seen.
like, audio filter?
Yeah.
Some vital piece of information that slipped my mind. The whole thing could be explained logically.
Okay, so let's review. You met a girl in an old factory, and she vanishes within an hour of you meeting her. Now, with a new sense of bravery, you're running off to the last location you saw her to try and track her down.
Exactly.
Sounds good to me. I like this Alex with a sense of purpose. Now, if only you could get out of bed before 2 p.m.
Like, I'm pretty sure that so he's got the weird audio mixing that happens because he's supposed to be on stage,
Yeah.
but then they dropped that and don't show it half the time
Yeah.
because they didn't feel like animating it fully, I guess, every time. But I swear that during some of the part where he was talking to Panda was mixed normally and he was mixed like he was on stage, even though he's talking to Panda,
Yes.
who is on his chest, who I imagine he's talking to in his mind, but they should still just talk with their normal voices.
Yeah. Well, when I said he was low in the mix, I just mean literally it just sounded like his voice volume got lower than the music,
but
which was odd.
His on-stage voice sounds more like that too.
Yeah.
I've had this song stuck in my head. It just won't go away. Did you ever get that? I think they call it an earworm or whatever. But this isn't really the catchy kind of song. This is that sort of thing. It's pretty good, but some of the lyrics are a bit weird. How do they go again?
I think you have the wrong number.
Oh, sorry.
I'm saving because I don't want to have to sit through those cutscenes again in case we die or something.
There we go.
That took a weirdly long amount of time.
Yeah. No, I just...
Oh, I can just go outside. Sure.
In his normal-sized backyard.
A completely normal-sized backyard.
With a cave in it. Oh, Pokemon TMs. Something strange. What's strange about the rock? It's just a rock that's in your way.
He just looked at 4 different rocks and said that. Even though I only pushed the button once. Alright, I guess we just have to go
Just
back.
sprinting around in your own house.
Yeah, dude.
I guess we just have to go straight back. So in between sessions, I showed Toaster the previous version of the scene of Sammy getting kidnapped, which is really weird because the original one is much more effective. It's a whole ass scene, and it has one of the most iconic visuals in the game, which is what she actually looks like when she's being kidnapped, and like the fucked up like crying purple and like Alex's sad reaction. And weirdly, this version of the game mostly skipped over that and abstracted it so you can barely tell what was happening. And that increasingly makes me worried about what they've done here.
Yeah.
'Cause I don't know what their goal is when they made the most memorable scene of the game harder to comprehend.
Yes. Well, so I was reading some comments from people, and like one thing is one of the craziest things about this game. One, I made like one post about this game that was like not that big of a deal, and the Y2K fans came fucking at me for it, which was crazy. Because it means that they're just like watching the Y2K tag like a hawk and
They're waiting for you,
being freakish. But the other thing is the YouTube comments. There are so many comments on like the first episode of this series where people are like, "Oh, like this is actually like a remake. This is actually a sequel." But all of them are like conflicting, but they're all equally confident in what they're saying, which is fascinating. So there was the thing that made me laugh was one comment that was like, "Don't worry, you don't need to play the original YIIK to understand this one. They made it so much better." And then the immediate next comment was like, there's no way you'll understand this if you haven't played the original YIIK. It's a sequel. And it's just like, okay, I guess.
But I also don't think you can. I don't know if you can play the original YIIK.
You can't.
Could have deleted itself.
You have to find like an
Or
old GOG
patched over
installer.
itself.
Yeah.
They were supposedly going to overwrite itself, but I thought they're gonna. I think the goal was at some point, or maybe it was the previous update that happened before this one, where at some point they said they were going to make the previous version playable too, but
Yeah.
it definitely isn't apparent that you can play the original or that you should in the game itself.
Yeah. The other thing that was crazy to me was I saw people saying like, this is a game that needs to be felt, not just understood. And I was like, bruh, I have played all sorts of art games. I am a David Lynch fan.
We just played YIIK.
Yeah, like, don't talk to me about games needing to be felt to be understood. Like, this is not that at all.
Hello, Zine guy.
Hey man, you got a second? So, guessing by your physical appearance, I think it's safe to say that you're a fan of video games, right?
Yeah, I am.
For 5 years, I've written about video games and game culture, including the art, music, film, and fashion inspired by games and the people who play them. Zelda shirt with cargo pants.
Mostly I read about t-shirts and jeans, but that's okay. Anyway, a point of frustration I've encountered in my trials as a writer has always been the medium that I use to publish, the print. This used to rock, but now, thanks to that damn internet, it's starting to be too expensive to justify on my own. Gaming magazines were doing fine in 1999.
Yes.
I was there.
Yes.
I have the Millennium issue of Game Informer issue 100 where they counted the top 100 games. And I know that Game Informer was doing fine because I then have issue 200 where they did it again. Game Informer is not fine now, but it's 25 years later. Information is so easy to track down and share. Everyone can be a publisher on the internet. Everyone can have a voice, which is great, but online content is hardly permanent. It's ultimately just ones and zeros, here one day and gone the next. 99 is just a different beast from 98. The internet is ruining print, and everyone can beat me to anything before I can get it out. That's why I want to create something truly special. Something that isn't about being ahead of the times, but capturing them. Something that will be a historical document in the years to come that really proves how great the 90s were for gaming.
The kerning on that is crazy.
Before 90s?
Yeah, on the 90s, yeah.
And what's a better way to do that than physical medium? So I'm asking you, gamer to gamer, would you please, please, please donate some money to me? With your hard-earned dollars and cents, you can help kickstart 90s Guys, that's the name of the zine. It's still the 90s. And get into stores and the hands of geeks like yourself. So what do you say, man?
Sure.
Holy crap, that's great.
How much do you want to donate? Donate $1 and you'll get a sticker. Donate $5, you'll get a magazine. Donate $10, you'll get a producer credit in the back of the book. $10 went a long way in the 90s. Remember, each donation, regardless of size, comes with a sizable portion of my soul, and the right to hold it over my head forever in case I don't ever finish it. With just a small donation of any size, you can be the reason I'll lose sleep for the next 6 months. So, how much you gonna give?
I feel like this isn't as insightful as it wants to be.
No. I mean, I'm just like, oh, dang, how am I ever what am I gonna do with print if the internet's gonna beat me to print all the time? Because no, it doesn't matter if the internet beats you to print. No one's on the internet in 1999.
Yes.
So like, news media was doing great still, because no one was getting their news first from the internet except like 10 nerds on IRC.
Yeah.
Thanks, man.
Wow, I can't wait. Things are moving right along. Also, his response to print is still just to make a zine.
Yeah.
So he's still doing print.
Yeah.
So I don't even understand what his point was.
Me neither. I came to visit your mother, but she seems to be working all sorts of odd hours. She works really hard. Be good to her. Okay. Part of me wants to explore the whole town, but I guess I'm just gonna walk over here.
You grew a beard.
Character jump scare?
As the young man got closer, my bewilderment grew. His name was Michael. He was a good kid. A bit younger than me, and usually worth a laugh or two. My hand covered my eyes to block the sunlight to see him better. I thought back to the last time I had seen him. For some reason, I couldn't place any memories of him since before high school. But I knew I must have seen him since then.
College makes you into a man.
Makes you into something.
What a thing to say to someone.
Just SATs, that's about it.
About
Sounds
yourself.
intense. How do you think you did?
I was on the edge of my seat the whole time. But then I realized how uncomfortable it was to sit at the edge of my seat, so I sat normally.
Gotta hate Michael.
What?
Just a little joke. Anyway, you look good. Well, maybe a few pounds heavier. Guessing you didn't major in exercise science.
We just saw him.
We just saw him.
And he was like emaciated.
Yes. What are you talking about?
Har har, very funny. Liberal arts.
Great. What do you do with that? Have any fun plans for the summer?
Nothing really. Just got back yesterday. I already spent the day chasing a cat and exploring that old factory by the water tower.
Oh wow, that sounds awesome. Hey, have you ever heard of urban exploration? There's this great website called www.onism1999.com.
Why'd you say it like that?
I think you'd really get a kick out of it. These guys break into old buildings and take photos. Usually the places they explore have some sort of urban legend behind them or a ghost story. Most of the stuff is legit and pretty damn creepy.
Did you say Onism 1999? Someone sent me a video from there yesterday. What else do you know about that site?
It's like a conspiracy theory support group. People from all over the world post about political conspiracies, local myths, stuff like that. You don't look so good, dude. Everything okay?
It's something from that page. It's been screwing with my brain.
What exactly did you see on there that has you so freaked out?
I don't know if you saw it or not. It was the one with the girl in the elevator, the one who gets lifted off the ground.
That was supposed to be filmed locally. I couldn't bring myself to watch it, but all those sick bastards made the gif of her being thrown around like a rag doll. That poor girl. After that went up, everyone on the forum started acting strange, like a sort of darkness had come over the website.
Did they? Because we read all of the posts on the website and they seemed pretty normal.
This is not very well supported. It's also like, Alex, like, did you say that? What do you mean what? You had it bookmarked on your computer.
Yeah.
You've already been to this website. I assume you're one of the names, and I could probably figure out which one was which. I think in our old notes, we even tried to figure out who Alex and Michael and Rory were in the list of users, because they probably all post there.
Well, Alex...
Alex
got a link to the video through an email that I think was from Michael.
I think it felt like that, but also I think he did have it bookmarked, like
as possible
on his like things. And I think that's how we like looked around on the website. Also, yeah, I don't think that the writing knows Alex has a black belt.
Possible.
So it's like it thinks that he's just like,
well,
it writes him as like a schlubby nerd.
So in this case too, this is unrelated to that, but like, again, I'm the YIIK virgin and Keith is the YIIK Chad. And I'm coming to this with fresh new eyes. And this feels like a scene from an old draft of the story that hasn't been modified to acknowledge the changes that have been made to how the story has been presented. So Alex is like, what do you know about that website? I saw something scary on that website. But like the past 20 minutes has been Alex being like, I was at the factory and saw something really spooky there, which makes it feel like it was rewritten so that the inciting incident happened in person rather than on the website. Like, and I know that's probably not the case, but it's very odd. And so the immediate reaction that I have is that Alex didn't actually see it happen, and he's just fantasizing that he was there and just didn't get out of bed all day. That's the guess, is that he's just imagining that he was involved while he's sitting on his computer reading about creepypasta.
Oh, you're saying that this scene makes it feel like he never met Sammy and he just like dreamed about the
he
email
fantasized and like self-inserted himself, because now he's saying the thing that's keeping him worried is a thing he saw on the site. And we also noticed that on the site the GIF of the elevator looks different than it was presented in game to us with Alex in the elevator. So that, you know, whatever. I'm not actually like creating a new theory or anything, but like that, it's so stutter stop how the story is told so far that it's very clear that the game has gone through multiple rewrites and representation edits, which is like very odd.
It was the first time something like that had been posted that people weren't immediately calling a fake. Something about the look of horror
What?
on their face.
People literally were calling it a
Part of
fake.
People that want it to be real, you know?
I think they were calling it a fake on some of them, but also it's like people don't call everything a fake on that website. We read the posts. So like the writing on the web, they didn't write a website that reflects the way they talk about the website, which is unhelpful.
Very odd.
That's very strange to me. I think this is all an original scene from the original game, but I also learned from checking the beginning of the game that I'm frequently wrong about what is and isn't new, because a lot of the surreal stuff that feels new to me was actually there all along, and it's just that it slides right off your brain the moment you're not looking at it because you don't have any context for it emotionally.
Okay.
So I was like I remember the big pyramid, but I'm like, this room looks different. The room's exactly the same as the pyramid in the original game.
Okay.
It's just that the details of that room mean nothing and never come up again.
In your
So you're
defense
like,
as well,
those blocks are there or whatever.
you last played this in
like 4 years ago.
yeah,
Yeah.
2019 or whatever. So
It's just
Michael, when I first got to town and I saw that, there was part of me that wanted to tell Michael everything, to get it all out in the open. But I couldn't bring myself to say it. There was something that felt personal, almost intimate about my meeting with Sammy. Like in that moment of her disappearance, we were linked. It was from my eyes only. Her memory was from my thoughts only. But I needed to talk to someone about the situation, so I proceeded with caution.
delusions of grandeur.
I went all over that factory yesterday, and I swear the elevator in there was the same one as in the video. I know that sounds weird, but I really think that video was filmed there.
why is he saying it so weirdly?
Yeah,
Okay, let's check it out then.
I don't
We
understand.
saw it.
Really? You want to go?
I don't understand his justification for like wanting to hide the truth about this.
No, because it's unclear. Like, what's the point of hiding? And if your goal is to go
And investigate
specifically
it.
investigate that thing with this guy,
With a guy
while
who's
hiding the fact that you were there.
like, this guy is like, yeah, it seems like the truth. I want to believe. And Alex is like, I don't know if I can trust this guy telling
Yeah.
him that it was the truth and that he should believe.
When they're
It's
old
like,
friends, and he's
the fuck?
I also just like I can't. The Alex with the microphone screen is just a weird shambles. Like I do not
Yeah.
get what's going on. There's a really harsh black shadow from the microphone in his hand that projects onto his face and his neck and his chin. But the cable doesn't have a shadow, and his arms don't seem to have shadows. So it's just the microphone projecting a shadow onto the middle of his face, onto the middle of like his core, with no surrounding shadows, or maybe any shadows anywhere else. The suitcase from the beginning of the game is open on the ground, and it has like Murakami and Final Fantasy VII in it, which, like, having gone over the references on the starting menu again, it says Final Fantasy VII parentheses homage or whatever, and like they're crediting all of the real life things that are in the game. And for all I know, it's
That's
just the
so
fact that there's
weird.
a Final Fantasy VII disc in his suit, in his suitcase. But like, we're not acknowledging it or talking about it.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem relevant to anything. You just credited the fact that you made a blurry copy of a Final Fantasy VII PSX disc and put it in a
Well, I
suitcase,
feel like-
and that's just sitting in the background of all of his
Yeah.
internal narration, the way that I would make a background set for a video essay, but it's a made-up space.
Yeah. Well, I think that we are supposed to interpret from those things that Alex is the type of person that would consume that media and thus is pulling from those things as like references in his life. Sorry, I just had like the worst burp come up my throat and then get swallowed again. But the thing is like there are things to take from, or I think if we are supposed to interpret this charitably, right? Like the meteor going towards the planet in the dream, we're supposed to understand that that's like an homage to Final Fantasy VII. And so Occam's Razor says that we can determine that, like, he's having an ominous dream about impending doom that he has to fight against, because that's the plot of Final Fantasy VII. Like, in the comet that hits the earth is like a big factor of that. And then same with like the Haruki Murakami stuff is like, we're supposed to understand that his perspective is influenced by the magical realism of Murakami and blah, blah. I don't remember what Murakami book specifically. Was it Kafka on the Shore or something maybe, or Norwegian Wood? I don't remember. Regardless, we're supposed to use that to inform how we are reading into Alex's character. But that isn't actually doing any character building. That's like loaded symbology and using something as shorthand that like assumes a lot of its creators and assumes a lot of its audience and assumes a lot of its characters, and it's just very weird. I just don't know how effective that is.
Yeah, why not? Do you mind if we run to the camera shop in Frankton really quick? I was getting my camera repaired. If we go in, I'm gonna want to take pictures. Photos would be like gold on Onism.
Yeah, sure.
That's a
Let's
face.
just go quick.
The building isn't going anywhere anyway. Besides, the whole thing is probably a hoax. I checked the paper this morning and there wasn't a mention of a missing Frankton girl.
If Michael had a fursona, it would be a house cat.
Oh my god.
Yeah, okay. Let's just not let anyone beat us to the punch.
It must be fake because nobody immediately printed a missing girl overnight.
A missing homeless girl who lived at the factory.
Yeah.
I guess no
still
one
have
would
to
know
make
about that, but where was Frankton again? Was it south? Can I...
Frankton's where we are.
Oh, this is Frankton?
Yeah.
Oh. Then why did he say, can we run to the camera shop in Frankton as if we weren't there already?
I think to the right. I think it's across I think the street you were at goes to like the commercial district.
Okay.
Similar to Omori, really. Also, sorry if there's dog noises in the background of the video. I can't tell what picks up and what doesn't, but I'm living with Andrew's dog now, and he's just kind of annoying. He's just kind of an annoying dog.
Keith is worried that the dog is going to bark.
No way.
But I think it'll be fine if we just let him out.
It seems like I need to let him
How
out.
long has this been here?
But basically, because I was trying to record my Patreon Q&A and stuff like that the other day, and then Shadow just started fucking like barking continuously every few minutes. I'm like, stop, please. It's because like no one's near him, so he starts barking when something makes him bark. So I'm like, okay, I'll get a dog bed and I'll have you in the room with me. But now he's just like anxiously walking around and like actively trying to sniff under the door for some reason. And like he was chill before, but now he's being weird. And I'm just like, this dog is so anxious and so like separation anxiety-y whenever Andrew's gone, which is going to be potentially an issue because that's every day.
Yeah.
That's how jobs work for normal people. And I'm trying to record in the house with this dog that just anxiously never chills out. And I'm like, please, I do not need this. I do not need this to be a complication of my life, but let's let the dog out and hope he doesn't start barking in 5 minutes.
I'm sure it'll be fine. Well, it'll get
Go
taken.
away.
It'll get taken by the noise isolation. It's fine.
I need to upgrade to the thing that has like the fucking like machine learning removes other sounds from your vocals
Yes.
thing just for the fact to just try to deal with the shadow of barking at
Da
this
Vinci
rate.
Studio, that's what I do. Da Vinci Studio's voice isolation is so good that I can eat crackers into the microphone and
fucked up.
it just disappears from my recordings.
fucked up.
It's amazing. It's so fantastic.
They opened it about 3 weeks ago. I still haven't gone in. I've been waiting until they fixed my camera so I could get some great photos of the place. I hear they have a bunch of import games.
Import games? From where?
Japan, mostly.
Aren't like all games made in Japan?
Well, at least the good ones are. Although there are some good RTSs on PC I've been playing lately, and I'm pretty sure those are made in the US.
I mean,
Yeah?
I guess.
I never got into those kind of games myself. Always been more of an RPG guy.
RPG games are seriously the best! Chrono Trigger, Lufia 2, Secret of Mana! Those games are like the holy grail of my youth! I seriously don't think I'd be the person I am today if it wasn't for them.
Ever play Two Brothers? That's a sort of
Fuck you.
Its focus really isn't on combat.
Two Brothers? Nope. That's a terrible name for a game, though. Sounds like a diner or a pizza place. Those guys really should work on their naming conventions.
Anyway, let's hit up the arcade really quick after we get your camera, and then head over to the factory. I just want to step in to smell that combination of grease and BO.
Yeah, let's do that then. Really? Grease and BO, dude?
I feel like it is simultaneously a pretty accurate depiction of like smarmy, self-deprecating, holier-than-thou humor from gamer nerds.
Yeah.
But this game feels like 2007, the postmodern RPG, not 19 or Y2K, the postmodern RPG.
It's insane to have somebody that packs games in their suitcase and is wearing a game shirt say imports from where?
Yeah.
And I'm like, what do you mean by that?
I also think that in terms of the way that these characters like name drop stuff is so Ready Player One. It like makes me cringe.
It has this obnoxious vibe of just like you're just watching somebody write two characters for himself at each other. Like it's just they're both the same person talking because it's the same writer and he's not doing characters really.
Yeah. What do you want? I want nothing from you vampire weirdos. This guy is the worst. What time is it? It's time to go away. Go away. Okay. Whatever. Let's get my camera first. We can check the arcade. Pizza pasta.
I love the pizza pasta. That guy's got a shirt.
It's exactly like Omori.
He's not supposed to serve that guy. Are they supposed to bring a check or do I pay up there? Classic problem.
Brick oven pizza is the best. Don't you agree, Alex?
Wear a shirt. Why do you know my name? That's like informative of who they are, and that's oddly upsetting to have them name you.
It's so crazy that the description of the two pizzas is wrong.
Yeah. No.
I don't understand the goal of having so many different items that do the same thing.
The illusion of choice, it's a metaphor.
Yeah.
That's actually what the game's about. Right, I remember what I was going to mention.
If I could just withdraw another $189,000, I could buy this establishment, but the ATM only lets me withdraw $100 at a time.
It'll take a while.
Okay.
I remembered the insane thing that happened, because I mentioned that when we were playing this game last time, an update came up out of nowhere that revamped the entire combat in the middle of the finale of our playthrough. Mm-hmm. What's even more insane is they also added an update. Are those chests open already?
Yeah, I opened them earlier.
There was also an update that let you shut up Alex.
What?
Which is one of the dumbest things I've ever heard. It's a bit of a self-own and admittance that his writing's insufferable, but putting out an update that's like, hey, we cut out like half or more of Alex's inner monologue, and you can optionally use that mode, is such like a lack of confidence in your own writing to be like, oh yeah, all this stuff's optional, fuck that, all that writing. But also, kind of admits that all of that writing served no purpose.
Yeah, it's completely irrelevant.
Like the point should be, like, especially in the mainline of the story, you can't cut out Alex's inner monologue if it's supposed to be part of the story and telling us something, unless you genuinely did just waste our time in the first place and are admitting that at that point. Like, that's an insane update to have.
It is.
It's not like, oh, we rewrote the game and revamped things. It's like, no, we just cut half of his dialogue.
No, you can just ignore him.
Yeah, I'm like, what do you mean?
That's what editing is for, is to just get rid of stuff like that. I want it, but I can't afford it. You wouldn't understand.
Huh?
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, go on.
Oh, Michael, I have your camera right here.
Thanks.
What are those photos? You received it in
X87.
87.
Gothica.
Back there.
I'm not stealing. Go away, hipster scum.
What are these images supposed to be?
Sign reads employees only. If you want to go back here, you'd have to get a job. Yuck!
Damn.
The first relatable thing he said.
Yep. What are you doing back here, kiddo? If you want to shop, head around the other side of the counter.
I'd love to shop, thank you.
Welcome. You can immediately buy a stronger camera.
No, this is the one we have.
It says Michael difference, so disposable. Oh yeah, there's one. Oh, it's not equipped yet, is why. So it's better. Womp womp.
We have one of each already. Okay.
Which is weird. Did they expect you to get into a fight before then?
I don't know. All right, let's see. He's using a disposable camera, but strength +1, agility -1. Sure.
I wonder if she took your items or if they dumped back into your inventory.
I don't know. Rapier earrings. Nope. She... did she take them? She might have taken them. Who knows? Not me. I don't know anything. Let's get out of here.
That would require remembering the items or how combat works in this game.
Yes.
It's the same guy.
Yeah, it's two of the same guy.
That too, but also down there is the shopkeeper freaking out, fucking a mailbox.
Yes. It's great having someone who looks just like you. You can blame things on them. He does all the work of finding the girls, too. Sometimes I wish I could have my own face. I often wonder if God got lazy. So deep.
Stupid necktie. Never grow up, young man. Never.
Okay.
You only get caught in things when you're young, when you're old.